at a greater acceleration than he was accelerating in the right. That just allows the character to be able to slow down faster if you wanted to. That can be demonstrated by, pop it on the right screen. Alright, so he's speeding up here, and then he's slowing down. That is using the same constant acceleration. Now let's say we want him to go in the other direction. Now if we hold the opposite direction, he slows down at twice the acceleration. Also, we have a check here to say that if neither the left nor the right keys are being held down, then it's going to check at which direction he is traveling in, either a positive or negative velocity. Depending on that, it will then determine whether or not it needs to increase or decrease the velocity to get to zero. And then finally, thanks to computer memory errors, we have a final little check down here to say that if the variable for velocity is within 0.05 of 0, then it's just going to set the value to 0. This is just to prevent any equation glitches to where the acceleration and velocity go on to infinity or infinitely close to 0, but never actually touch zero. This allows them to touch 0, so then the player is not constantly moving along extremely slowly, but still moving. So that's all right, and that is how game physics. That is how physics is applied to game developments.
So the software you have downloaded on yours?
Yes, this is my programming software.
What is that called?
This is Eclipse, and it's used to program Java. It's a programming IDE.
So you can make your own simulations?
Yes. In fact, I was working on another simulation on the way over here, to do projectile motion.
You just need to stay in touch with Thomas, and he can make all your
I
simulations.
stopped videoing.
Well, that's what he
Is
could
that
do
okay?
for the JMU thing. He could make his own simulation.
I stopped videoing. Is that okay?
Huh?
Okay, so
I stopped videoing.
okay.
You
and-
video too?
Yep.
Okay, so here we have. Now this one isn't working yet because I haven't got the projectile motion equations to actually work with this program yet. The main reason being is because the equation is flipped over the y-axis. In game development, this top left corner up here, that is 0, 0 on the xy coordinate, and down here in the bottom right, that's 680. So the x-coordinate is still 0 to positive infinity, but the y-coordinate is then flipped. So going down is plus and going up is minus. But we can enter in time, like 10 seconds, and then distance, 100 meters, and then he will jump that distance.
So did you create the person?
Hmm?
The person?
Most of these textures were taken from the internet. And again, that is what happens when you don't have error checking or boundary checking for floors. But this is just another use of physics in programming. Now this specific program will give you all your velocities, your initial velocities, your actual velocities, your time, your distance, and everything from your two variables of time and displacements.
Did
And
you
it also has
punch
a
in
little scale.
yesterday's that we did on the cane? Did you
Yeah.
ever do that?
No, I haven't done that yet. But it should be able to do it if you have your variables k.
What, like my distance and time?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was only like 3 seconds and 60, yeah, 14.
14 meters. That's pretty close enough. So that's about where it went. Now, okay, this is on a scale of 0 to like 800 right now. However, we can change that thanks to our pixel modifier.
Yay! No pixel modifier!
I've heard pixel modifiers.
Pixels per meter. Let's make that 16. I'm just going to check and make sure that's working.
I never read anything of.
Okay, that should work.
Is this what you want to do for a living, Thomas?
No, she's gonna be a teacher.
No, it's really not. No, he's gonna be a.
Okay, so the scale's not working down here, but it should still do it. So let's see, what, 3 seconds at 14 meters?
Boom.
Nice.
He's gone. Oh, he left the building.
You went to the floor.
He felt it.
Did you want it to do that, Thomas?
Not really, but.
You want it to hit the
that's,
floor.
that's this guy right here. Okay, let's try it now.
So could this class create their own simulation?
No. What are you
Be
talking
quiet.
about?
Can we do it for extra credit, Jacob?
What? Crap.
Um,
How much money do you want?
now, this
No,
is,
because it costs
right
money to
now,
get
what I'm
that.
showing you in,
Oh,
on this
what?
window, this is just one file. This is 160 lines of code right now, just for the player's physics. This is not including the graphics, the player graphics, the map graphics, map layout, map update, time update, input updates,
a lot
all
of
the
coding.
updates. Actually,
What is it total?
It's a
in
box, it
total,
couldn't be that hard.
It's pretty complicated. Let me find out for you. I actually wrote for the other day to do this.
So for extra credit, I gotta make a simulator.
That's a
Can I just do this? I ain't going to happen.
Simulation.
Extra credit, 10 points right there.
Okay, so for the player, we want the physics player.
Pong. I wanna play Pong.
This one. Okay, for all of the source code that's in there, there are about 36,000 lines of code.
You wrote 36,000 lines of code for that.
Well, most of it was copy and paste,
Yeah.
because I mean, when you write, once you wrote one set of code, you can usually copy and paste it for the rest, like just initializing all the graphics and
Holy
all
crap.
the graphical setup and setting up
Can
the
you watch
window.
that?
How many lines are in like one set of code?
What do you mean by one set?
You said that you can copy and paste one set.
Like when that window is created. When I first run this project, this window is created and all these graphics are set up. All the initialization, mean actually setting it up for the first time, all that can be copy and pasted for the most part. Now, the actual layout of the map and all the textures and colors and all the sprites and entities and players and characters and all that, that has to be changed per game. However, in fact, I can show you.
Make him a buddy.
Let's see, driver, right here. This is the code for initializing. This all right here, this sets up all of your graphics and sets up all the properties for rendering.